holds them. Let me end with this last question. Is there anything that you think that we can do besides settling the case before it gets to jury selection, as a bar, as both a plaintiff and defense bar in asbestos, that can help the litigation?
Continue communicating with us. Come to conferences like this. Come to the meetings in our courts. I always say that I want to know from the bar when there's a black cloud in the sky and not when, you know, a rainstorm is coming down on my head. Communicate and get a vested interest in our programs and the way things are running.
I would say, like the Scouts, be prepared. And by that I mean be ready to come in as plaintiff's bar with a fair number sooner, and the defendant's bar with a fair number sooner.
I'll echo those two things, but I'll tell you the secret to helping us do our jobs in your world of asbestos litigation is the same as the two secrets to a happy marriage that my wife told me when I married her. Number one, don't sweat the small stuff. And number two, almost everything is small stuff. Fight over what's important, don't fight over what's trivial.
I have to tell you that my experience is very good with both sides of the bar in my jurisdiction. I think they do a fantastic job of moving the cases. They have a lot of work to do. There are a lot of cases, a lot of people dealing with a lot of different cases. They do a great job of it. And the only thing I mentioned earlier, that when we discussed the possibility of having someone with authority there to negotiate, I think would assist. But I don't know how you could do it much faster, Barry.
No, I agree. I think that the authority scenario is probably the one thing that holds up settlements and causes the delay into jury selection and using judicial resources and community resources.
I would echo that. I think if one area we could improve is delegating more authority to the lawyers on the scene, that is trial counsel who are on the firing line, those that know the case, know the witnesses, who can evaluate the case. And if that is not possible, then the decision maker should be present at the settlement conference in person, face to face, to deal with the other lawyers and to deal with the judge.
Well, far be it from me not to pander to this audience, but I honestly think that the bar, at least it practices in front of me, it does a very good job in what I'm going to call a very mature industry, and I think the court needs to provide greater leadership and be more responsive to what the lawyers need to get their job done. I can't come up with one new item except we like to see authority, but I'm not sure how effectively we use it when we get it there.
Judge Heitley, you want to say anything about the lawyers?
No, I would just say, they're fabulous. I mean, I've had all kinds of various dockets, and it really is a great bar. And I think someone said at one of the earlier conferences, I think it was Rob Gordon, who said, you know, we go to work together, we fight, and we go home together. And there's a certain excitement of seeing, for me anyway, two lawyers come in who really are prepared, who know what they're doing, who fight the good fight for the client, but yet can go out for lunch together. And I think that's the way it should be. Yeah. That's the goal.
You know, my asbestos lawyers recognized that I had problems with these biddy appeals from arbitration that I also supervise and don't settle, and there's hundreds and hundreds of them, and actually came a couple weeks ago and volunteered to be judges pro tem, to volunteer a half a day a month to settle these little bitty, obnoxious, horrible cases because they knew I needed help. And I was thinking to myself, is that a really terrific thing or what?
Well, let me say on behalf of the entire bar that we appreciate your service and hard work and dedication to our clients. We really do, and we want you to know that. Thank you.